Today's Wednesday Wisdom is sponsored by Peterson Law Office.
Welcome back. It is time for our Wednesday Wisdom with friend of the show, Justin Peterson from the Peterson Law Office. And today we're focusing on common questions and concerns that people have before contacting an attorney. Welcome back to the show.
Hello, it's good to see you all again.
You too, Justin. Good to see you. So a lot of people, if they're injured in an accident or something and they're thinking about calling an attorney to get some help, they're reluctant to do so. Talk about the reluctancy and how you all can help allay those fears.
Yeah, that's pretty normal. I think a lot of people think of cost as a big part of that reluctancy, and what most people don't know is we don't charge for our consultations. It's completely free. Whether it's me or someone else who handles this, you do need to contact an attorney if you've been in an incident that's caused you an injury or property damage or whatever, because you just never know what might happen. And there are certain releases out there where you can you think you're releasing one claim for like property damage, but you're really releasing your personal injury claims. And so we do see that once people start signing documents with the insurance companies, unfortunately, and it's too late for us to do much about it. So we do want to talk to you. We want to investigate. We want to hear your story and what happened.
Well, this may surprise you, but I wanted to be an attorney in a past life.
Did you? Oh my goodness.
In fact, so much that I interned in college.
Did you?
Yes,
Excellent.
for a law firm. And I realized something. It's not all courtroom drama. There is a lot of research and investigation, and people don't necessarily know that, and they think, I've got to do a lot of work, but that's what you're all about, right?
There is, and in fact, a lot of it's just paper pushing, because we're opening liens, we're getting medical records, we're investigating, and there's so much paper that comes in and out of a law office confirming a lot, you know, are the claims open, are all the claims open, have they been acknowledged? And we have an excellent support staff. They do most of that paper pushing, and certainly on the legal side, we have attorneys that are doing that.
Yeah, so that's good to know. People are worried they're going to have to go and take a deposition, and I, as a former court reporter, know what that experience is like, and people are terrified of having to sit and answer personal questions.
Yeah, and that's completely understandable. I would say 99% of cases, especially motor vehicle accidents, they settle pre-suit. And so the ones that don't settle, usually it's, I get with the client, I say, listen, they haven't offered you what we believe is a reasonable amount. We think we can get you more in litigation. Let's file a lawsuit. And most of the time that's what happens. And a deposition is usually a part of that, and that's where a client sends and answers questions from a defense attorney. And it is very broad. It's uncomfortable for a lot of people, because that's the last thing they want to deal with is more lawyers, right? It's enough to deal with one. And so, but we coach people. We talk to people about what they're going to ask. We make sure they're comfortable before they go in a deposition. They're going to be nervous either way. However, it is something we think we can help you with if that's going to happen.
So you've never had to say, you can't handle the truth.
No, I've never done that, believe it or not. There's no videos of me doing that if you're looking. So.
Darn it, darn it.
Well, talk about people, what they need to do, how they can contact you and get the ball rolling.
Sure. Just call us. It's Justin Peterson Law Office. You can go to our website or call us at 859-469-6390. More than happy to talk to you. You'll be talking to me or one of my attorneys. We're going to evaluate your case and help you if we can.
Yeah, you're so helpful, so insightful. And did you dream of being Perry Mason when you were growing up?
No, I didn't. You know, I don't know where it came from. I was going to be a professional baseball player. My best friend was going to be a professional football player. He ended up being a surgeon. I ended up being a lawyer. So we both failed at both of those things. So.
Well, you turned out okay.
Yes.
Yeah, we think you're doing exactly what you should be doing.
Absolutely. All right, Justin, thank you. We'll see you again soon.
All right, thanks.
All the information for the Justin Peterson Law Office is up on the screen.
Today's Wednesday Wisdom was sponsored by Peterson Law Office.